Hello guys, welcome again once again to Samsonite Stories. Uko kwatinokuudzai nyaya dziri real dzezvinoitika in this life. I was talking about the journey yako yekuprogressa mu life, yekubudirira kwako in your life, especially in your Christian walk. How can you get successful as a Christian? Semunhu waMwari ndakataura pa last video ndakati vanhu vazhinji vanotrya kuti zviite sezvinotoramba, especially kana uri mukristu zvinhu zvezviita zvitodzokera backward more. Saka I found a remedy, I found a solution. Okay guys, ndaitaura last time pa my last video ndichitaura nezve maplugs akarakidzwa Pharaoh in Egypt. Remember, if you are not a Christian, you are like somebody who's living in Egypt. Now it takes what? Kuti ubude mu Egypt first. Now when Israel, they wanted to come out of Egypt, but there's something that was hindering them. Panicha shimira as a hindrance or a hindering block pamberi pevana Israel, the Pharaoh and the gods of Egypt. Vatongi vemu Egypt. That's why which one not vana Israel, they were having taskmasters every day. Vachishandiswa vachita, and they were being oppressed every day. Sakana uri in the land of slavery, in the land of Egypt, under the so-called Egyptian gods, the system of Egypt. Is it possible for you to succeed? That's why when vana Israel vainge vachingoshanda every day, makusenege vaitumuka voshanda manheru vosvika vozorora, but chavawana chi? What about their meal? Chi chavaidya? What were they putting on their table? Chavaipiwa, it's only garlic and onion. But little do they know that there is another free life somewhere outside Egypt. Outside Egypt, you can live freely under your own fig tree. Une muti wako mzambiringa, une zvinhu zvako zvaunokwanisa kudya uchizvidyira paunoda panguva yaunoda, because you'll be owning the land, having your own freedom. So you can actually be free and be rich as a child of God. But what does it take? Now ndakataura nezve 10 plugs. Ndakati 10 plugs dzakarakidzwa Pharaoh. Those 10 plugs, they represent the rulership or the system in Egypt. The system in Egypt, you know, the gods that rule Egypt. Now, the first god, I shall take you through the journey. How do you actually become free and start experiencing freedom? Wa free iwewe wa experience freedom yako personally. Now, I want to speak about the 10 gods. Those 10 gods, I will be mentioning one each god at a time. Can also subscribe. I please kindly ask you to subscribe to Samsonite Stories. But no one's any update, but no one's any video, anything new, but chat no, you'll be notified. Don't want to press a notification bell, bell icon. Just press that icon after you subscribe, then you will receive every new video. Right. The first god. The first god anons Tefnut. Tefnut ndiye angari the god of the water. The god of the water in Egypt. Ainz here Tefnut. What was Tefnut representing? I represent a chi. Tefnut was a female figure with a lion head. Okay? She was a female figure with a lion head, which means she was a goddess. Angari chimwari kadzi. Naikangatiti chimwari kadzi. She was a goddess. She was in charge of the water. Pamunonzwa pachinzi pane mweya yemumvura, water spirits, machichi. But when we talk of the people of Egypt and the children of Israel, we are talking of another realm. Israel, especially in this day life, it only simply talks about the children of God. Israel, remember, Israel, mwana wa Isaac. Anditika ndi Jacobo mwana Israel ndi Jacobo aive mwana wa Isaac aive mwana wa Abraham. Then we trace it back there. Abraham and God, they were friends, remember, and we are the children of Abraham by faith. And us being the children of Abraham, we are heirs to what Abraham owns. That's interesting. Okay, right, but it takes a certain journey. What's the journey? Ndambotaura nenyaya kuti Panama gods anotonga. Those, they are not ready to let you go freely. Ngatimbotarise kuti vana vaIsraeri vakafesa zvakadini kusvika vazosvika pakunzi chisunungurwa masunungurwa makaenda pakaita 10 maplugs, and those 10 plugs dzakashowewa simba naMwari in different dimensions and different forms, and it took even much more time. The first plug yega iyo yatutaura the goddess of the water, the female figure, it represents a seductive spirit. I want you to get me quite well. It represents a seductive spirit mweya unosedusa anditika the spirit of Jezebel. No, represent one a female figure, but when you go up and you will discover that there's a lion head. It's something that wants to consume. The lion figure inongomira kuti it's something that consumes. Saka it first of all seduces you. Can waita fall in for the seductive spirit, then it consumes you, right? That means kuti mweya usina chakanaka, Satan akawanda in that thing as a goddess. Mwari ichocho chamune mchinamanda mchishumira chinotokusejusai, chakusejusa, chakutsvetera, then it eats you. Like zvakaita Delilah kuna Samson. Delilah akango tsvetera Samson kusvika afunga kuti ndatodiwa pane rudo panapa. Once Samson avarerwa agarika mbichana, then they attacked. Ndobva vasvikaita sei? Ndobva vaskomubata, ndobva vagera vhudzi rake, and they took over. Saka whenever pane the rulership of an Egyptian god, even in this life, anombori chiko ma Egyptian gods muupenyu hwedu. How do we discover those gods in our lives? Sezvanambotaura kati Tefnut angari a certain god. Who was Tefnut? Tefnut was a daughter to another god ainzi She, the god of the sun in Egypt. I'm not going to mention all the gods. Ndichataura nezvemagods iwayo one by one, because on our next video we'll be talking about the god weningirikini, where the plug yakashowiwa matachka. They will be coming out of the water and they'll be creeping achijamba on the dry land. Saka, there is a connection between the water and coming out of the water, coming to the land. What happens in our day-to-day life? Isusu taimboita seiko magods edu pa area yemvura taimbodi isusu takatarisa anditaura nezvekuti Tefnut akanga achitori a human being akasurvivor mu Egypt. Then what happened to that person, that symbol of a person? Akazofa, afa zvadini. Saka let's talk about somebody akasurvivor before. Saka we can say Tefnut was an ancestor in Egypt. Saka it involves the worshipping of the ancestors. Worshipping of the ancestors. Patai kumbira mvura isusu kwedu, like inini ngani for example, ndiri mwana wekwa mazvimba kupa mwera tembo mwera mbizi naika kudzinzara kwa mazvimba kupa kwachiwota tainamata sei vamwari vedu, taienda kupasi pemwacha tunoenda toita inonzi mikwerera, tokumbira kunana mwari vedu, ana mudo kudya tichitsirewo kunana mutunga gore, motichitsira kunana ningi. You need to have that history, then you'll be able to trace it back. Ukwanisa kuti uzvite denounce, ukwanisa kudila ne that goddess. Once it took vana vaIsrael 21 days. Mvura yese yastrikwa naMwari, the goddess of the water achirakidzwa simba, and the goddess of the water was not ready to let go. Kusvika after 21 days ndopakazonzi naFaro, no, okay, Moses, chita kuti vana vaIsrael ndakuvarelisa ngavachienda zvavo. Saka it took 21 days. Iwe unofunga kuti uchangonamata one day ungoti in the name of Jesus ndagamuchira Jesu, saka ndaafura izvo zvangu zvakutofaya. It takes a journey, but it takes a journey, and so kuti nditaure more on this. I want to elaborate more per next video, but to our next video, then we can take you through the journey. How do you get from being oppressed in the first god or the first goddess in your life, chimwari chekutanga vadzimu venyu chakakubatai in your life, unosunungurwa sei? What does it take? Maprayers akamboita sei? Kana uchifana kwanza kuita trace back through the history yekuti okay, madzibaba edu ainamata this goddess, usvike kwanza kuidentify, waimisa apa, then you deal with it. After dealing with it, waona kuti yaita let go, that seductive spirit, that one